fact, he would win it by a lot. It wouldn't even be.
Who has a better chance, to be honest?
He wouldn't because he's Jewish. Y'all not paying attention.
I don't trust it. These people are effing us up. I don't trust it. Yeah, Patty, I agree. These people just want to mess us up. Yeah, something ain't right with that.
AOC.
You know what? We might get an AOC because y'all fucking this country up so bad, and that's what happened with New York City. Now we're at the far left, right? So, since we're all the way far right, we might go all the way far left. So you might be right.
Sin, you can't say that, Sin, because I said that a few months ago, and I get torn down over it. So you can't say that.
No, she's CEO, and Sin, you're absolutely right. The AOC has, I actually give her, right now, I give her the best shot. If you have a major recession, I think that the country will go very, very hard left.
I don't think
AOC
so.
is.
It could, but we still need a white man to get us there. We need a white man to get us there.
Best bet. He's from Kentucky.
I don't think.
He has a track record when it comes to red states.
If I could finish. I remember in 2007, people telling me Barack Obama didn't have a shot, and when the country had a recession in 2008, how we changed. And so recessions, and what we would have is a technological recession that would put somebody like AOC in a driving.
Yeah, but Bashir has cross-party respect. So, like, if you look at him, he they're not the same. He's not gonna win, bruh. He's not.
Bashir's just boring, Patty. Bashir is boring.
Yeah,
that's the only issue. He does line up. He lines up. You're right. He checks every box there is, Patty. You're absolutely correct. But he's
boring as fuck, to be honest. And you need somebody dynamic to win.
Okay, well, see, that's because you're from Delaware. That's what Delawareans say. Just because you was born in Long Island, you're a Delawarean.
Hey, it's just the hate coming out, ain't it?
No, I love you.
Friday night hate.
Okay, so, what was I saying, you guys? Oh, yeah. Steve Shapiro can win. If he runs, I'm gonna vote for him. If whoever, and also the cute one in California. Other than that, we need to get busy trying to figure out who we're gonna put on this ticket, because I know it's gonna be a hot ass mess with you guys. And this is the anniversary of.
You're gonna have a dark. What you need to talk about is a dark horse. You're gonna have a Mark Cuban. I'm serious. Where you're headed with AI, and I know you guys don't like to talk about it, but it's the biggest threat to the working class, and it's happening right now. You may have a technocrat like a Mark Cuban. I won't even take out the complete. Now I know it sounds fucking crazy. I won't even take out the complete possibility of a Stephen A. Smith or someone like that making a lot of noise and having a lot of backup, just because of the dichotomy between the left and the right. The MAGA and the far left aren't really that fucking far off. They're saying the same things. They just idolize different people. And anybody that's got a real fucking following can absolutely win this race on either side.
Okay, so thank you. And just a little interruption to our programming. This is the anniversary. I think I missed it by a day. I think it was yesterday, of the death of the greatest performer of all time. Does anybody know who that is? Glover. In the good, on the stage, in the who?
Just joking. I'm joking.
Was it Michael Jackson?
There you go, Okay, hold up. I think it was Dap.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Michael Jackson.
Right on, Dap. Dap, you get it. So, I think the anniversary was yesterday, Was it yesterday?
Overrated. I'm just stating because I know he's the greatest performer of all time.
Okay, so I think
Tell me what you
okay,
think.
I think somebody can Google it, and we're gonna support Michael Jackson right now, and then we're gonna go on to our next topic.
Overrated.
Who said, "Oh Lord"?
You said overrated. Stop trying to fish off the black people, man.
That's like that. Bruce Springsteen ain't shit, man. Oh, Michael Jackson.
Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us.
The sayings of the Buddha. Choices. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts we make the world. Speak or act with an impure mind, and trouble will follow you as the wheel follows the ox that draws the cart. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts we make the world. Speak or act with a pure mind, and happiness will follow you as your shadow, unshakable. Look how he abused me and beat me, how he threw me down and robbed me. Live with such thoughts, and you live in hate. Look how he abused me and beat me, how he threw me down and robbed me. Abandon such thoughts, and live in love. In this world, hate never yet dispelled hate. Only love dispels hate. This is the law, ancient and inexhaustible. You too shall pass away. Knowing this, how can you quarrel? How easily the wind overturns a frail tree. Seek happiness in the senses, indulge in food and sleep, and you too will be uprooted. The wind cannot overturn a mountain. Temptation cannot touch the man who is awake, strong and humble, who masters himself and minds the law. If a man's thoughts are muddy, if he is reckless and full of deceit, how can he wear the yellow robe? Whoever is master of his own nature, bright, clear, and true, he may indeed wear the yellow robe. Mistaking the false for the true, and the true for the false, you overlook the heart and fill yourself with desire. See the false as false, the true as true. Look into your heart. Follow your nature. An unreflecting mind is a poor roof. Passion, like the rain, floods the house, but if the roof is strong, there is shelter. Whoever follows impure thoughts suffers in this world and the next. In both worlds he suffers, and how greatly, when he sees the wrong he has done. But whoever follows the law is joyful here and joyful there. In both worlds he rejoices, and how greatly, when he sees the good he has done. For great is the harvest in this world, and greater still in the next. However many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them? Are you a shepherd who counts another man's sheep, never sharing the way? Read as few words as you like, and speak fewer, but act upon the law. Give up the old ways, passion, enmity, folly. Know the truth, and find peace. Share the way. Wakefulness. Wakefulness is the way to life. The fool sleeps as if he were already dead, but the master is awake and he lives forever. He watches. He is clear. How happy he is, for he sees that wakefulness is life. How happy he is, following the path of the awakened. With great perseverance he meditates, seeking freedom and happiness. So, awake, reflect, watch, work with care and attention, live in the way, and the light will grow in you. By watching and working, the master makes for himself an island which the flood cannot overwhelm. The fool is careless, but the master guards his watching. It is his most precious treasure. He never gives in to desire. He meditates, and in the strength of his resolve he discovers true happiness. He overcomes desire, and from the tower of wisdom he looks down with dispassion upon the sorrowing crowd. From the mountaintop he looks down on those who live close to the ground. Mindful among the mindless, awake while others dream, swift as the racehorse, he outstrips the field. By watching, Indra became king of the gods. How wonderful it is to watch, how foolish to sleep. The beggar who guards his mind and fears the waywardness of his thoughts burns through every bond with the fire of his vigilance. The beggar who guards his mind and fears his own confusion cannot fall. He has found the way to peace. Mind. As the fletcher whittles and makes straight his arrows, so the master directs his straying thoughts. Like a fish out of water, stranded on the shore, thoughts thrash and quiver, for how can they shake off desire? They tremble, they are unsteady, they wander at their will. It is good to control them, and to master them brings happiness. But how subtle they are, how elusive. The task is to quieten them, and by ruling them to find happiness. With single-mindedness, the master quells his thoughts. He ends their wandering. Seated in the cave of the heart, he finds freedom. How can a troubled mind understand the way? If a man is disturbed, he will never be filled with knowledge. An untroubled mind, no longer seeking to consider what is right and what is wrong, a mind beyond judgments, watches and understands. Know that the body is a fragile jar, and make a castle of your mind. In every trial, let understanding fight for you to defend what you have won. For soon the body is discarded. Then what does it feel? A useless log of wood. It lies on the ground. Then what does it know? Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. But once mastered, no one can help you as much, not even your father or your mother.
Warning, don't believe the AI trading hype until you watch this entire video. Hi, I'm Lane Mendelson. I'm the president of Vantage Point AI, the leading market.
Flowers. Who shall conquer this world and the world of death with all its gods? Who shall discover the shining way of the law? You shall, even as the man who seeks flowers finds the most beautiful, the rarest. Understand that the body is merely the foam of a wave, a shadow of a shadow. Snap the flower arrows of desire, and then, unseen, escape the king of death, and travel on. Death overtakes the man who gathers flowers, when with distracted mind and thirsty senses, he searches vainly for happiness in the pleasures of the world. Death fetches him away as a flood carries off a sleeping village. Death overcomes him when, with distracted mind and thirsty senses, he gathers flowers. He will never have his fill of the pleasures of the world. The bee gathers nectar from the flower without marring its beauty or perfume. So let the master settle and wander, faults. What you have done or left undone, overlook the faults of others. Like a lovely flower, bright but scentless, are the fine but empty words of the man who does not mean what he says. Like a lovely flower, bright and fragrant, are the fine and truthful words of the man who means what he says. Like garlands woven from a heap of flowers, fashion from your life as many good deeds. The perfume of sandalwood, rose bay, or jasmine cannot travel against the wind, but the fragrance of virtue travels even against the wind as far as the ends of the world. How much finer is the fragrance of virtue than of sandalwood, rose bay, of the blue lotus, or jasmine? The fragrance of sandalwood and rose bay does not travel far, but the fragrance of virtue rises to the heavens. Desire never crosses the path of virtuous and wakeful men. Their brightness sets them free. How sweetly the lotus grows in the litter of the wayside. Its pure fragrance delights the heart. Follow the awakened, and from among the blind, the light of your wisdom will shine out purely. The fool. How long the night to the watchman? How long the road to the weary traveler? How long the wandering of many lives to the fool who misses the way? If the traveler cannot find master or friend to go with him, let him travel on alone rather than with a fool for company. My children, my wealth, so the fool troubles himself. But how has he children or wealth? He is not even his own master. The fool, who knows he is a fool, is that much wiser. The fool who thinks he is wise is a fool indeed. Does the spoon taste the soup? A fool may live all his life in the company of a master and still miss the way. The tongue tastes the soup. If you are awake in the presence of a master, one moment will show you the way. The fool is his own enemy. The mischief he does is his undoing. How bitterly he suffers. Why do what you will regret? Why bring tears upon yourself? Do only what you do not regret, and fill yourself with joy. For a while, the fool's mischief tastes sweet, sweet as honey. But in the end it turns bitter, and how bitterly he suffers. For months the fool may fast, eating from the tip of a grass blade. Still, he is not worth a penny beside the master whose food is the way. Fresh milk takes time to sour, so a fool's mischief takes time to catch up with him. Like the embers of a fire, it smolders within him. Whatever a fool learns, it only makes him duller. Knowledge cleaves his head, but then he wants recognition, a place before other people, a place over other people. Let them know my work, let everyone look to me for direction. Such are his desires, such is his swelling pride. One way leads to wealth and fame, the other to the end of the way. Look not for recognition, but follow the awakened, and set yourself free. The wise man. The wise man tells you where you have fallen, and where you yet may fall. Invaluable secrets. Follow him, follow the way. Let him chasten and teach you and keep you from mischief. The world may hate him, but good men love him. Do not look for bad company, or live with men who do not care. Find friends who love the truth. Drink deeply. Live in serenity and joy. The wise man delights in the truth and follows the law of the awakened. The farmer channels water to his land. The fletcher whittles his arrows, and the carpenter turns his wood. So the wise man directs his mind. The wind cannot shake a mountain. Neither praise nor blame moves the wise man. He is clarity. Hearing the truth, he is like a lake, pure and tranquil and deep. Want nothing. Where there is desire, say nothing. Happiness or sorrow, whatever befalls you, walk on, untouched, unattached. Do not ask for family or power or wealth, either for yourself or for another. Can a wise man wish to rise unjustly? Few cross over the river. Most are stranded on this side of the riverbank. They run up and down. But the wise man, following the way, crosses over the dark way for the way of light. He leaves his home, seeking happiness on the hard road. Free from desire, free from possessions, free from the dark places of the heart, free from attachment and appetite, following the 7 lights of awakening, and rejoicing greatly in his freedom. In this world, the wise man becomes himself a light, ruler, shining, free.
Hey, quick question. How much do you pay for rent in Canada?
So me and my roommate actually split $3,200 for a 2-bed, 2-bath, and I know that sounds like a lot, but we furnished most of it secondhand.
Are you serious?
Yeah, do you want to come see? I live just around the corner.
The Master. At the end of the way, the Master finds freedom from desire and sorrow, freedom without bounds. Those who awaken never rest in one place. Like swans, they rise and leave the lake. On the air they rise and fly an invisible course, gathering nothing, storing nothing. Their food is knowledge. They live upon emptiness. They have seen how to break free. Who can follow them? Only the Master. Such is his purity. Like a bird, he rises on the limitless air and flies an invisible course. He wishes for nothing. His food is knowledge. He lives upon emptiness. He has broken free. He is the charioteer. He has tamed his horses, pride, and the senses. Even the gods admire him. Yielding like the earth, joyous and clear like the lake, still as the stone at the door, he is free from life and death. His thoughts are still. His words are still. His work is stillness. He sees his freedom and is free. The Master surrenders his beliefs. He sees beyond the end and the beginning. He cuts all ties. He gives up all his desires. He resists all temptations. And he rises. And wherever he lives, in the city or the country, in the valley or in the hills, there is great joy. Even in the empty forest, he finds joy, because he wants nothing. The thousands. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Better than 1,000 hollow verses is one verse that brings peace. Better than 100 hollow lines is one line of the law bringing peace. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. Better than 100 years of worship, better than 1,000 offerings, better than giving up 1,000 worldly ways in order to win merit. Better even than tending in the forest a sacred flame for 100 years is one moment's reverence for the man who has conquered himself. To revere such a man, a master old in virtue and holiness, is to have victory over life itself and beauty, strength and happiness. Better than 100 years of mischief is one day spent in contemplation. Better than 100 years of ignorance is one day spent in reflection. Better than 100 years of idleness is one day spent in determination. Better to live one day wondering how all things arise and pass away. Better to live 1 hour seeing the one life beyond the way. Better to live one moment in the moment of the way beyond the way. Mischief. Be quick to do good. If you are slow, the mind, delighting in mischief, will catch you. Turn away from mischief again and again. Turn away before sorrow befalls you. Set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. A fool is happy until his mischief turns against him, and a good man may suffer until his goodness flowers. Do not make light of your failings, saying, "What are they to me?" A jug fills drop by drop, so the fool becomes brimful of folly. Do not belittle your virtues, saying they are nothing. A jug fills drop by drop, so the wise man becomes brimful of virtue. As the rich merchant with few servants shuns a dangerous road, and the man who loves life shuns poison, beware the dangers of folly and mischief. For an unwounded hand may handle poison, the innocent come to no harm. But as dust thrown against the wind, mischief is blown back in the face of the fool who wrongs the pure and harmless. Some are reborn in hell, some in this world, the good in heaven, but the pure are not reborn. Nowhere. Not in the sky, nor in the midst of the sea, nor deep in the mountains can you hide from your own mischief. Not in the sky, nor in the midst of the ocean, nor deep in the mountains, nowhere can you hide from your own death. Violence. All beings tremble before violence. All fear death, all love life. See yourself in others, then whom can you hurt? What harm can you do? He who seeks happiness by hurting those who seek happiness will never find happiness. For your brother is like you. He wants to be happy. Never harm him, and when you leave this life, you too will find happiness. Never speak harsh words, for they will rebound upon you. Angry words hurt, and the hurt rebounds. Like a broken gong, be still, be silent. Know the stillness of freedom, where there is no more striving. Like herdsmen driving their cows into the fields, old age and death will drive you before them. But the fool in his mischief forgets, and he lights the fire wherein one day he must burn. He who harms the harmless or hurts the innocent, 10 times shall he fall, into torment or infirmity, injury or disease or madness, persecution or fearful accusation, loss of family, loss of fortune. Fire from heaven shall strike his house, and when his body has been struck down, he shall rise in hell. He who goes naked with matted hair, mud bespattered, who fasts and sleeps on the ground and smears his body with ashes, and sits in endless meditation, so long as he is not free from doubts, he will not find freedom. But he who lives purely and self-assured in quietness and virtue, who is without harm or hurt or blame, even if he wears fine clothes, so long as he also has faith, he is a true seeker. A noble horse rarely feels the touch of the whip. Who is there in this world as blameless? Then, like a noble horse, smart under the whip, burn and be swift, believe, meditate, see, be harmless, be blameless, awake to the law, and from all sorrow free yourself. The farmer channels water to his land, the fletcher whittles his arrows, the carpenter turns his wood, and the wise man masters himself.
And sleep all the way down. If you want to manifest more success and abundance into your life, hypnosis is the fastest, most effective tool to get you there. And I have a free 5,000 hypnosis session that I want to give you.
Old age. The world is on fire, and are you laughing? You are deep in the dark. Will you not ask for light? Behold your body, a painted puppet, a toy, jointed and sick, and full of false imaginings, a shadow that shifts and fades. How frail it is, frail and pestilent. It sickens, festers, and dies. Like every living thing, in the end, it sickens and dies. Behold these whitened bones, the hollow shells and husks of a dying summer. And are you laughing? You are a house of bones, flesh and blood for plaster. Pride lives in you, and hypocrisy, decay, and death. The glorious chariots of kings shatter, so also the body turns to dust. But the spirit of purity is changeless, and so the pure instruct the pure. The ignorant man is an ox. He grows in size, not in wisdom. Vainly I sought the builder of my house through countless lives. I could not find it. How hard it is to tread life after life. But now I see you, O builder, and never again shall you build my house. I have snapped the rafters, split the ridgepole, and beaten out desire, and now my mind is free. There are no fish in the lake. The long-legged cranes stand in the water. Sad is the man who in his youth lived loosely and squandered his fortune, sad as a broken bow, and sadly is he sighing after all that has arisen and has passed away. Yourself. Love yourself and watch today, tomorrow, always. First, establish yourself in the way, then teach, and so defeat sorrow. To straighten the crooked, you must first do a harder thing, straighten yourself. You are your only master. Who else? Subdue yourself and discover your master. Willfully, you have fed your own mischief. Soon it will crush you as the diamond crushes stone. By your own folly, you will be brought as low as your worst enemy wishes. So the creeper chokes the tree. How hard it is to serve yourself. How easy to lose yourself in mischief and folly. The kashta reed dies when it bears fruit. So the fool, scorning the teachings of the awakened, spurning those who follow the law, perishes when his folly flowers. Mischief is yours, sorrow is yours, but virtue also is yours, and purity. You are the source of all purity and all impurity. No one purifies another. Never neglect your work for another's, however great his need. Your work is to discover your work, and then, with all your heart, to give yourself to it. The world. Do not live in the world in distraction and false dreams outside the law. Arise and watch. Follow the way joyfully through this world and beyond. Follow the way of virtue. Follow the way joyfully through this world and on beyond. Or consider the world a bubble, a mirage. See the world as it is, and death shall overlook you. Come, consider the world, a painted chariot for kings, a trap for fools. But he who sees goes free. As the moon slips from behind a cloud and shines, so the master comes out from behind his ignorance and shines. This world is in darkness. How few have eyes to see. How few the birds who escape the net and fly to heaven. Swans rise and fly toward the sun. What magic! So do the pure conquer the armies of illusion and rise and fly. If you scoff at heaven, violate the law, if your words are lies, where will your mischief end? The fool laughs at generosity. The miser cannot enter heaven. But the master finds joy in giving, and happiness is his reward. And more, for greater than all the joys of heaven and of earth, greater still than dominion over all the worlds, is the joy of reaching the stream. The man who is awake, he is awake. The victory is his. He has conquered the world. How can he lose the way who is beyond the way? His eye is open. His foot is free. Who can follow after him? The world cannot reclaim him or lead him astray, nor can the poison net of desire hold him. He is awake. The gods watch over him. He is awake and finds joy in the stillness of meditation and in the sweetness of surrender. Hard it is to be born. Hard it is to live. Harder still to hear of the way, and hard to rise, follow, and awake. Yet the teaching is simple. Do what is right. Be pure. At the end of the way is freedom. Till then, patience. If you wound or grieve another, you have not learned detachment. Offend in neither word nor deed. Eat with moderation. Live in your heart. Seek the highest consciousness. Master yourself according to the law. This is the simple teaching of the awakened. The rain could turn to gold, and still your thirst would not be slaked. Desire is unquenchable, or it ends in tears, even in heaven. He who wishes to awake consumes his desires joyfully. In his fear, a man may shelter in mountains, or in forests, in groves of sacred trees, or in shrines. but how can he hide there from his sorrow? He who shelters in the way and travels with those who follow it comes to see the four great truths concerning sorrow, the beginning of sorrow, the eightfold way, and the end of sorrow. Then, at last, he is safe. He has shaken off sorrow. He is free. The awakened are few and hard to find. Happy is the house where a man awakes. Blessed is his birth. Blessed is the teaching of the way. Blessed is the understanding among those who follow it. And blessed is their determination. And blessed are they who revere the man who awakes and follows the way. They are free from fear. They are free. They have crossed over the river of sorrow.
Alright, so what should you pay for a tax return? It really depends on the type of issue. If you're a business owner, you can expect to pay a little bit more.
Joy. Live in joy, in love, even among those who hate.
The Dhammapada, a collection. Cowherd with his staff drives his cows into the stable.
Thousands, years, is one moment's homage offered to one who has cultivated herself.
Chapter 1, Twin Verses. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Suffering follows an evil thought as the wheels of a cart follow the oxen that draw it. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves. He was angry with me, he attacked me, he defeated me, he robbed me. Those who dwell on such thoughts will never be free from hatred. He was angry with me, he attacked me, he defeated me, he robbed me. Those who do not dwell on such thoughts will surely become free from hatred. For hatred can never put an end to hatred, love alone can. This is an unalterable law. People forget that their lives will end soon. For those who remember, quarrels come to an end. As a strong wind blows down a weak tree, Mara the tempter overwhelms weak people who, eating too much and working too little, are caught in the frantic pursuit of pleasure. As the strongest wind cannot shake a mountain, Mara cannot shake those who are self-disciplined and full of faith. Those who put on the saffron robe without purifying the mind, who lack truthfulness and self-control, are not fit to wear the saffron robe. But those who have purified their minds, who are endowed with truth and self-control, are truly fit to wear the saffron robe. The deluded, imagining trivial things to be vital to life, follow their vain fancies and never attain the highest knowledge. But the wise, knowing what is trivial and what is vital, set their thoughts on the supreme goal and attain the highest knowledge. As rain seeps through an ill-thatched hut, passion will seep through an untrained mind. As rain cannot seep through a well-thatched hut, passion cannot seep through a well-trained mind. Those who are selfish suffer here and hereafter. They suffer in both worlds from the results of their own actions. But those who are selfless rejoice here and rejoice hereafter. They rejoice in both worlds from the results of their own actions. Those who are selfish suffer in this life and in the next. They suffer seeing the results of the evil they have done, and more suffering awaits them in the next life. But those who are selfless rejoice in this life and in the next. They rejoice seeing the good that they have done, and more joy awaits them in the next life. Those who recite many scriptures but fail to practice their teachings are like a cowherd counting another's cows. They do not share in the joys of the spiritual life. But those who know few scriptures yet practice their teachings, overcoming all lust, hatred, and delusion, live with a pure mind and the highest wisdom. They stand without external supports and share in the joys of the spiritual life. Chapter 2, Vigilance. Be vigilant and go beyond death. If you lack vigilance, you cannot escape death. Those who strive earnestly will go beyond death. Those who do not can never come to life. The wise understand this and rejoice in the wisdom of the noble ones. Meditating earnestly and striving for nirvana, they attain the highest joy and freedom. If you meditate earnestly, pure in mind and kind in deeds, leading a disciplined life in harmony with the Dharma, you will grow in glory. If you meditate earnestly through spiritual disciplines, you can make an island for yourself that no flood can overwhelm. The immature lose their vigilance, but the wise guard it as their greatest treasure. Do not fall into ways of sloth and lust. Those who meditate earnestly attain the highest happiness. Overcoming sloth through earnestness, the wise climb beyond suffering to the peaks of wisdom. They look upon the suffering multitude as one from a mountaintop looks on the plains below. Earnest among those who are indolent, awake among those who slumber, the wise advance like a racehorse, leaving others behind. It was through earnest effort that Indra became the lord of the gods. The earnest are always respected, the indolent never. The earnest spiritual aspirant, fearing sloth, advances like a fire, burning all fetters. Such seekers will never fall back. They are nearing nirvana. Chapter 3. Mind. As an archer aims an arrow, the wise aim their restless thoughts. Hard to aim, hard to restrain. As a fish hooked and left on the sand thrashes about in agony, the mind, being trained in meditation, trembles all over, desperate to escape the hand of Mara. Hard it is to train the mind which goes where it likes and does what it wants, but a trained mind brings health and happiness. The wise can direct their thoughts, subtle and elusive, wherever they choose. A trained mind brings health and happiness. Those who can direct thoughts, which are unsubstantial and wander so aimlessly, are freed from the bonds of Mara. They are not wise whose thoughts are not steady and minds not serene, who do not know Dharma, the law of life. They are wise whose thoughts are steady and minds serene, unaffected by good and bad. They are awake and free from fear. Remember, this body is like a fragile clay pot. Make your mind a fortress and conquer Mara with the weapon of wisdom. Guard your conquest always. Remember that this body will soon lie in the earth without life, without value, useless as a burned log. More than those who hate you, more than all your enemies, an undisciplined mind does greater harm. More than your mother, more than your father, more than all your family, a well-disciplined mind does greater good. Chapter 4. Flowers. As a garland maker chooses the right flowers, choose the well-taught path of Dharma and go beyond the realms of death and of the gods. As a garland maker chooses the right flowers, those who choose the well-taught path of Dharma will go beyond the realms of death and of the gods. Remembering that this body is like froth, of the nature of a mirage, break the flower-tipped arrows of Mara. Never again will death touch you. As a flood sweeps away a slumbering village, death sweeps away those who spend their lives gathering flowers. Death sweeps them away while they are still gathering, caught in the pursuit of pleasure. But the wise live without injuring nature, as the bee drinks nectar without harming the flower. Do not give your attention to what others do or fail to do. Give it to what you do or fail to do. Like a lovely flower, full of colour but lacking in fragrance, are the words of those who do not practice what they preach. Like a lovely flower, full of colour and fragrance, are the words of those who practice what they preach. Many garlands can be made from a heap of flowers. Many good deeds can be done in this life. The scent of flowers or sandalwood cannot travel against the wind, but the fragrance of the good spreads everywhere. Neither sandalwood nor the tagara flower, neither lotus nor jasmine can come near the fragrance of the good. Faint is the scent of sandalwood or the tagara, but the fragrance of the good rises high to reach the gods. Mara can never come near those who are good, earnest, and enlightened. A true follower of the Buddha shines among blind mortals as the fragrant lotus growing in the garbage by the roadside brings joy to all who pass by. Chapter 5. The Immature. Long is the night to those who are awake. Long is the road to those who are weary. Long is the cycle of birth and death to those who know not the Dharma. If you find no one to support you on the spiritual path, walk alone. There is no companionship with the immature. They think these children are mine, this wealth is mine. They cannot even call themselves their own, much less their children or wealth. The immature who know they are immature have a little wisdom, but the immature who look on themselves as wise are utterly foolish. They cannot understand the Dharma even if they spend their whole life with the wise. How can the spoon know the taste of soup? If the mature spend even a short time with the wise, they will understand Dharma, just as the tongue knows the taste of soup. The immature are their own enemies, doing selfish deeds which will bring them sorrow. That deed is selfish which brings remorse and suffering in its wake, but good is that deed which brings no remorse, only happiness in its wake. Sweet are selfish deeds to the immature until they see the results. When they see the results, they suffer. Even if they fast month after month, eating with only the tip of a blade of grass, they are not worth a 16th part of one who truly understands Dharma. As fresh milk needs time to curdle, a selfish deed takes time to bring sorrow in its wake. Like fire smouldering under the ashes, slowly does it burn the immature. Even if they pick up a little knowledge, the immature misuse it and break their heads instead of benefiting from it. The immature go after false prestige, precedence of fellow monks, power in the monasteries, and praise from all. Listen, monks and householders, I can do this, I can do that, I am right, and you are wrong. Thus their pride and passion increase. Choose the path that leads to nirvana. Avoid the road to profit and pleasure. Remember this always, O disciples of the Buddha, and strive always for wisdom. Chapter 6, The Wise. If you see someone wise who can steer you away from the wrong path, follow that person as you would one who can reveal hidden treasures. Only good can come out of it. Let them admonish or instruct or restrain you from what is wrong. They will be loved by the good but disliked by the bad. Make friends with those who are good and true, not with those who are bad and false. To follow the Dharma revealed by the noble ones is to live in joy with a serene mind. As irrigators lead water where they want, as archers make their arrows straight, as carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their minds. As a solid rock cannot be moved by the wind, the wise are not shaken by praise or blame. When they listen to the words of the Dharma, their minds become calm and clear like the waters of a still lake. Good people keep on walking whatever happens. They do not speak vain words and are the same in good fortune and bad. If one desires neither children, nor wealth, nor powers, nor success by unfair means, know such a one to be good, wise, and virtuous. Few are those who reach the other shore. Most people keep running up and down this shore. But those who follow the Dharma, when it has been well taught, will reach the other shore, hard to reach, beyond the power of death. They leave darkness behind and follow the light. They give up home and leave pleasure behind. Calling nothing their own, they purify their hearts and rejoice. Well trained in the 7 fields of enlightenment, their senses disciplined and free from attachment, they live in freedom, full of light. Chapter 7, The Saint. They have completed their voyage, they have gone beyond sorrow. The fetters of life have fallen from them, and they live in full freedom. The thoughtful strive always, they have no fixed abode, but leave home like swans from their lake. Like the flight of birds in the sky, the path of the selfless is hard to follow. They have no possessions, but live on alms in a world of freedom. Like the flight of birds in the sky, their path is hard to follow. With their senses under control, temperate in eating, they know the meaning of freedom. Even the gods envy the saints, whose senses obey them like well-trained horses, and who are free from pride. Patient like the earth, they stand like a threshold. They are pure like a lake without mud, and free from the cycle of birth and death. Wisdom has stilled their minds, and their thoughts, words, and deeds are filled with peace. Freed from illusion and from personal ties, they have renounced the world of appearance to find reality. Thus they have reached the highest. They make holy wherever they dwell, in village or forest, on land or at sea. With their senses at peace and minds full of joy, they make the forests holy. Chapter 8, Thousands. Better than a speech of 1,000 vain words is one thoughtful word which brings peace to the mind. Better than a poem of 1,000 vain verses is one thoughtful line which brings peace to the mind. Better than 100 poems of vain stanzas is one word of the Dharma that brings peace to the mind. One who conquers himself is greater than another who conquers 1,000 times 1,000 men on the battlefield. Be victorious over yourself and not over others. When you attain victory over yourself, not even the gods can turn it into defeat. Better than performing 1,000 rituals month by month for 100 years is a moment's homage to one living in wisdom. Better than tending the sacrificial fire in the forest for 1,000 years is a moment's homage to one living in wisdom. Making gifts and offerings for a whole year to earn merit is not worth a quarter of the honor paid to the wise. To those who honor the wise and follow them, 4 gifts will come in increasing measure: health, happiness, beauty, and long life. Better to live in virtue and wisdom for one day than to live 100 years with an evil and undisciplined mind. Better to live in goodness and wisdom for one day than to lead an ignorant and undisciplined life for 100 years. Better to live in strength and wisdom for one day than to lead a weak and idle life for 100 years. Better to live in freedom and wisdom for one day than to lead a conditioned life of bondage for 100 years. One day's glimpse of the deathless state is better than 100 years of life without it. One day's glimpse of Dharma is better than 100 years of life without it. Chapter 9. Evil. Hasten to do good, refrain from evil. If you neglect the good, evil can enter your mind. If you do what is evil, do not repeat it or take pleasure in making it a habit. An evil habit will cause nothing but suffering. If you do what is good, keep repeating it and take pleasure in making it a habit. A good habit will cause nothing but joy. Evildoers may be happy as long as they do not reap what they have sown, but when they do, sorrow overcomes them. The good may suffer as long as they do not reap what they have sown, but when they do, joy overcomes them. Let no one think lightly of evil and say to himself, sorrow will not come to me. Little by little a person becomes evil, as a pot is filled by drops of water. Let no one think lightly of good and say to himself, joy will not come to me. Little by little a person becomes good, as a pot is filled by drops of water. As a rich merchant travelling alone avoids dangerous roads, as a lover of life avoids poison, let everyone avoid dangerous deeds. If you have no wound on your hand, you can touch poison without being harmed. No harm comes to those who do no harm. If you harm a pure and innocent person, you harm yourself, as dust thrown against the wind comes back to the thrower. Some are born again. Those caught in evil ways go to a state of intense suffering. Those who have done good go to a state of joy. But the pure in heart enter nirvana. Not in the sky, not in the ocean, not in mountain canyons is there a place anywhere in the world where a person can hide from his evil deeds. Not in the sky, not in the ocean, not in mountain canyons is there a place where one can hide from death. Chapter 10. Punishment. Everyone fears punishment. Everyone fears death just as you do. Therefore do not kill or cause to kill. Everyone fears punishment. Everyone loves life as you do. Therefore do not kill or cause to kill. If, hoping to be happy, you strike at others who also seek happiness, you will be happy neither here nor hereafter. If, hoping to be happy, you do not strike at others who are also seeking happiness, you will be happy here and hereafter. Speak quietly to everyone, and they too will be gentle in their speech. Harsh words hurt and come back to the speaker. If your mind is still like a broken gong, you have entered nirvana, leaving all quarrels behind you. As a cowherd with his staff drives cows to fresh fields, old age and death lead all creatures to new lives. The selfish doing harm do not know what is in store for them. They are burned as if by fire, by the results of their own deeds. If one harms the innocent, suffering will come in these 10 ways. They may suffer grief, infirmity, painful accident, serious illness, loss of mind, legal prosecution, fearful accusation, family bereavement, or financial loss. Or their house may burn down, and after death they may be thrown into the fire of suffering. Going about with matted hair, without food or bath, sleeping on the ground smeared with dust, or sitting motionless, no amount of penance can help a person whose mind is not purified. But those whose mind is serene and chaste, whose senses are controlled and whose life is non-violent, these are true Brahmins, true monks, even if they wear fine clothes. As a well-trained horse needs no whip, a well-trained mind needs no prodding from the world to be good. Be like a well-trained horse, swift and spirited, and go beyond sorrow through faith, meditation, and energetic practice of the Dharma. As irrigators guide water to their fields, as archers aim arrows, as carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their lives. Chapter 11. Age. Why is there laughter? Why merriment when this world is on fire? When you are living in darkness, why don't you look for light? This body is a painted image subject to disease, decay, and death, held together by thoughts that come and go. What joy can there be for those who see that their white bones will be cast away like gourds in the autumn? Around the bones is built a house, plastered with flesh and blood, in which dwell pride and pretense, old age and death. Even the chariot of a king loses its glitter in the course of time. So too the body loses its health and strength, but goodness does not grow old with the passage of time. A man who does not learn from life grows old like an ox. His body grows, but not his wisdom. I have gone through many rounds of birth and death, looking in vain for the builder of this body. Heavy indeed is birth and death again and again. But now I have seen you, house builder. You shall not build this house again. Its beams are broken, its dome is shattered. Self-will is extinguished, nirvana is attained. Those who have not practiced spiritual disciplines in their youth pine away like old cranes in a lake without fish. Like worn-out bows, they lie in old age, sighing over the past. Chapter 12, Self. If you hold yourself dear, guard yourself diligently. Keep vigil during one of the 3 watches of the night. Learn what is right, then teach others as the wise do. Before trying to guide others, be your own guide first. It is hard to learn to guide oneself. Your own self is your master. Who else could be? With yourself well controlled, you gain a master very hard to find. The evil done by the selfish crushes them as a diamond breaks a hard gem. As a vine overpowers a tree, evil overpowers those who do evil, trapping them in a situation that only their enemies would wish them to be in. Evil deeds which harm the doer are easy to do. Good deeds are not so easy. Foolish people who scoff at the teachings of the wise, the noble and the good, following false doctrines, bring about their own downfall like the kataka tree, which dies after bearing fruit. By oneself is evil done, by oneself one is injured. Do not do evil and suffering will not come. Everyone has the choice to be pure or impure. No one can purify another. Don't neglect your own duty for another, however great. Know your own duty and perform it. Chapter 13, The World. Don't follow wrong laws. Don't be thoughtless. Don't believe false doctrines. Don't follow the way of the world. Wake up. Don't be lazy. Follow the right path. Avoid the wrong. You will be happy here as well as hereafter. Look on the world as a bubble. Look on it as a mirage. Then the king of death cannot even see you. Come, look at this world. Is it not like a painted royal chariot? The wise see through it, but not the immature. When those who are foolish become wise, they give light to the world like the full moon breaking through the clouds. When their good deeds overcome the bad, they give light to the world like the moon breaking free from behind the clouds. In this dark world, few can see. Like birds that free themselves from the net, only a few find their way to heaven. Swans fly on the path of the sun by their wonderful power. The wise rise above the world after conquering Mara and his train. He who transgresses the central law of life, who speaks falsely or scoffs at the life to come, is capable of any evil. Misers do not go to the world of the gods. They do not want to give. The wise are generous and go to a happier world. Better than ruling this world, better than attaining the realm of the gods, better than being lord of all the worlds is one step taken on the path to nirvana. Chapter 14, The Awakened One. He is the conqueror who can never be conquered, into whose conquest no other can ever enter. By what track can you reach him, the Buddha, the awakened one, free of all conditioning? How can you describe him in human language, the Buddha, the awakened one, free from the net of desires and the pollution of passions, free from all conditioning? Even the gods emulate those who are awakened. Established in meditation, they live in freedom, at peace. It is hard to obtain human birth, harder to live like a human being, harder still to understand the Dharma, but hardest of all to attain nirvana. Avoid all evil, cultivate the good, purify your mind. This sums up the teaching of the Buddhas. Cultivate the patience that endures and attain nirvana, the highest goal of life. Do not oppress others or cause them pain. That is not the way of the spiritual aspirant. Do not find fault with others, do not injure others, but live in accordance with the Dharma. Be moderate in eating and sleeping, and meditate on the highest. This sums up the teaching of the Buddhas. Even a shower of gold cannot quench the passions. They are wise who know that passions are passing and bring pain in their wake. Even celestial pleasures cannot quench the passions. They are true followers of the Buddha who rejoice in the conquest of desires. Driven by fear, people run for security to mountains and forests, to sacred spots and shrines. But none of these can be a safe refuge because they cannot free the mind from fear. Take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and you will grasp the Four Noble Truths: suffering, the cause of suffering, the end of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that takes you beyond suffering. That is your best refuge, your only refuge. When you reach it, all sorrow falls away. One like the Buddha is hard to find. Such a one is not born everywhere. Where those established in wisdom are born, the community flourishes. Blessed is the birth of the Buddha. Blessed is the teaching of the Dharma. Blessed is the Sangha, where all live in harmony. Blessed beyond measure are they who pay homage to those worthy of homage, to the Buddha and his disciples who have gone beyond evil, shed all fear, and crossed the river of sorrow to the other shore. Chapter 15. Joy. Let us live in joy, never hating those who hate us. Let us live in freedom, without hatred even among those who hate. Let us live in joy, never falling sick like those who are sick. Let us live in freedom, without disease even among those who are ill. Let us live in joy, never attached among those who are selfishly attached. Let us live in freedom, even among those who are bound by selfish attachments. Let us live in joy, never hoarding things among those who hoard. Let us live in growing joy like the bright gods. Conquest breeds hatred, for the conquered live in sorrow. Let us be neither conqueror nor conquered, but live in peace and joy. There is no fire like lust, no sickness like hatred, no sorrow like separateness, no joy like peace. No disease is worse than greed, no suffering worse than selfish passion. Know this and seek nirvana as the highest joy. Health is the best gift, contentment the best wealth, trust the best kinsman, nirvana the greatest joy. Drink the nectar of the Dharma in the depth of meditation, and become free from fear and sin. It is good to meet the wise, even better to live with them, but avoid the company of the immature if you want joy. Keeping company with the immature is like going on a long journey with an enemy. The company of the wise is joyful, like reunion with one's family. Therefore live among the wise who are understanding, patient, responsible, and noble. Keep their company as the moon moves among the stars. Chapter 16. Pleasure. Don't run after pleasure and neglect the practice of meditation. If you forget the goal of life and get caught in the pleasures of the world, you will come to envy those who put meditation first. Not seeing what is pleasant brings
He's better
pain.
than all of us, just so you
Seeing
know.
what is
90
unpleasant
minutes
brings
of not
pain.
missing.
Therefore,
It was
go beyond
relevant
both
as far as
pleasure
like he was
and
doing
pain.
topical things. He
Don't
had P.
get
Diddy joke that
selfishly
happened like
attached
the
to
night
anything.
before I saw him.
For trying
Could
to
have been
hold
going
on to it
humble.
will bring you
And like,
pain.
it was just like such a
When you
nice
have
manner.
neither likes
I
nor
said this
dislikes,
to him. I
will
wanted him
be
to hear
free.
it. That like, you know,
Selfish
all the hate that
attachment
my
brings
like
suffering.
comedy friends
Selfish
do
attachment
is
brings
just because
fear.
it's become a
Be
thing.
detached
I
and
went
you'll
and
be
walked.
free
Yeah,
from
hey, is
suffering
this
and
the
fear.
helpline for all?
Selfish bonds cause grief. Selfish bonds cause fear. Be unselfish and you will be free from grief and fear. Selfish enjoyments lead to frustration. Selfish enjoyments lead to fear. Be unselfish and you will be free from frustration and fear. Selfish desires give rise to anxiety. Selfish desires give rise to fear. Be unselfish and you will be free from anxiety and fear. Craving brings pain. Craving brings fear. Don't yield to cravings and you'll be free from pain and fear. Those who have character and discrimination, who are honest and good and follow the Dharma with devotion, win the respect of all the world. If you long to know what is hard to know and can resist the temptations of the world, you will cross the river of life. As your family and friends receive you with joy when you return from a long journey, so will your good deeds receive you when you go from this life to the next, where they will be waiting for you with joy like your kinsmen. Chapter 17. Anger. Give up anger, give up pride, and free yourself from worldly bondage. No sorrow can befall those who never try to possess people and things as their own. Those who hold back rising anger like a rolling chariot are real charioteers. Others merely hold the reins. Conquer anger through gentleness, unkindness through kindness, greed through generosity, and falsehood by truth. Be truthful. Do not lead to anger. Give freely, even if you have but little. The gods will bless you. Injuring no one, self-controlled, the wise enter the state of peace beyond all sorrow. Those who are vigilant, who train their minds day and night and strive continually for nirvana, enter the state of peace beyond all selfish passions. There is an old saying, people will blame you if you say too much. They will blame you if you say too little. They will blame you if you say just enough. No one in this world escapes blame. There never was and never will be anyone who receives all praise or all blame. But who can blame those who are pure, wise, good, and meditative? They shine like a coin of pure gold. Even the gods praise them, even Brahma, the creator. Use your body for doing good, not for harm. Train it to follow the Dharma. Use your tongue for doing good, not for harm. Train it to speak kindly. Use your mind for doing good, not for harm. Train your mind in love. The wise are disciplined in body, speech, and mind. They are well controlled indeed. Chapter 18, Impurity. You are like a withered leaf, waiting for the messenger of death. You are about to go on a long journey, but you are so unprepared. Light the lamp within, strive hard to attain wisdom. Become pure and innocent, and live in the world of light. Your life has come to an end, and you are in the presence of death. There is no place to rest on this journey, and you are so unprepared. Light the lamp within, strive hard to attain wisdom. Become pure and innocent, and you will be free from birth and death. Make your mind pure as a silversmith blows away the impurities of silver, little by little, instant by instant. As rust consumes the iron which breeds it, evil deeds consume those who do them. The mantram is weak when not repeated. A house falls into ruin when not repaired. The body loses health when it is not exercised. The watchman fails when vigilance is lost. Lack of modesty is a drawback in women. Lack of generosity taints those who give. Selfish deeds are without merit here and hereafter, but there is no impurity greater than ignorance. Remove that through wisdom and you will be pure. Life seems easy for one without shame, no better than a crow, a mischief maker, who is insolent and dissolute. Life is hard for one who is humble, gentle and detached, who tries to live in purity. They dig their own graves who kill, lie, get drunk, or covet the wealth or spouse of another. Those who drink to intoxication are digging up their own roots. Any indiscipline brings evil in its wake. Know this and do not let greed and vice bring you lingering pain. Some give out of faith, others out of friendship. Do not envy others for the gifts they receive, or you will have no peace of mind by day or night. Those who have destroyed the roots of jealousy have peace of mind always. There is no fire like lust, no jailer like hate, no snare like infatuation, no torrent like greed. It is easy to see the faults of others. We winnow them like chaff. It is hard to see our own. We hide them as a gambler hides a losing draw. But when one keeps dwelling on the faults of others, his own compulsions grow worse, making it harder to overcome them. There is no path in the sky, there is no refuge in the world for those driven by their desires. But the disciples of the Buddha live in freedom. There is no path in the sky, there is no refuge in the world for those driven by their desires. All is change in the world, but the disciples of the Buddha are never shaken. Chapter 19, Established in Dharma. They are not following Dharma who resort to violence to achieve their purpose, but those who lead others through non-violent means, knowing right and wrong, may be called guardians of the Dharma. One who is not wise because he talks a good deal, they are wise who are patient and free from hate and fear. Dharma is not upheld by talking about it. Dharma is upheld by living in harmony with it, even if one is not learned. Grey hair does not make an elder. One can grow old and still be immature. A true elder is truthful, virtuous, gentle, self-controlled, and pure in mind. Neither pleasant words nor a pretty face can make beautiful a person who is jealous, selfish, or deceitful. Only those who have uprooted such impurities from the mind are fit to be called beautiful. Shaving one's head cannot make a monk of one who is undisciplined, untruthful, and driven by selfish desires. He is a real monk who has extinguished all selfish desires, large and small. Begging alms does not make a bhikshu. One must follow the Dharma completely. He is a true bhikshu who is chaste and beyond the reach of good and evil, who passes through the world with detachment. Observing silence cannot make a sage one who is ignorant and immature. He is wise who, holding the scales, chooses the good and avoids the bad. One is not noble who injures living creatures. They are noble who hurt no one. Chapter 20. The Path. Of paths, the eightfold is the best. Of truths, the noble four are best. Of mental states, detachment is the best. Of human beings, the illumined one is best. This is the path. There is no other that leads to the purification of the mind. Follow this path and conquer Mara. This path will lead to the end of suffering. This path is the path I made known after the arrows of sorrow fell away. All the effort must be made by you. Buddhas only show the way. Follow this path and practice meditation. Go beyond the power of Mara. All created things are transitory. Those who realize this are freed from suffering. This is the path that leads to pure wisdom. All created beings are involved in sorrow. Those who realize this are freed from suffering. This is the path that leads to pure wisdom. All states are without self. Those who realize this are freed from suffering. This is the path that leads to pure wisdom. Now is the time to wake up when you are young and strong. Those who wait and waver with weak will and a divided mind will never find the way to pure wisdom. Guard your thoughts, words, and deeds. These three disciplines will speed you along the path to pure wisdom. Meditation brings wisdom. Lack of meditation leaves ignorance. Know well what leads you forward and what holds you back, and choose the path that leads to wisdom. Cut down the whole forest of selfish desires, not just one tree only. Cut down the whole forest and you will be on your way to liberation. If there is any trace of lust in your mind, you are bound to life like a suckling calf to its mother. Pull out every selfish desire as you would an autumn lotus with your hand. Follow the path to nirvana with a guide who knows the way. I will make this my winter home, have another house for the monsoon, and dwell in a third during the summer. Lost in such fancies, one forgets his final destination. Death comes and carries off a man absorbed in his family and possessions as the monsoon flood sweeps away a sleeping village. Neither children nor parents can rescue one whom death has seized. Remember this and follow without delay the path that leads to nirvana. Chapter 21. Varied verses. If one who enjoys a lesser happiness beholds a greater one, let him leave aside the lesser to gain the greater. Don't try to build your happiness on the unhappiness of others. You will be enmeshed in a net of hatred. Do not fail to do what ought to be done, and do not do what ought not to be done. Otherwise your burden of suffering will grow heavier. Those who meditate and keep their senses under control never fail to do what ought to be done, and never do what ought not to be done. Their suffering will come to an end.
Hey Jacob, I'm in Lakeview, let's get a beer.
Kill the kings of carnal passions, and you will be freed from sin. The true Brahmin has killed mother lust and father self-will. He has killed the kings of carnal passions and the ego that obstructs him on the path. Such a one is freed from sin. The disciples...
Liberation Monday?
Liberation? Yeah. The words?
What are you?
To the clubhouse room. And remember, it's a Diddy room, it's like 3 rooms in one. So you gotta go towards the end for the Haliante.
Okay, because I was in the...
You mean graduation?
No, not yet. But this semester, yeah. To see if I pass.
Okay, I hope you pass. No, I hope to pass.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
How are you? I mean, I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm doing alright. Just been running around. I have to go take care of the car.
Walaikum assalam, Wednesday. How are you, Wednesday?
Good. How is everyone?
Alhamdulillah.
I may have been a busy beaver.